Hello, my fishies. It's time for another project rundown. As with the previous video, this one is centered around the No by 25 theme. While the themes for the No by 25 are typically sewing, I did need a sewing break this month. I'm still polishing off the pattern edits from February's theme. The dress is looking amazing though, so I decided to aim for a prop. I've been kind of sticking with the double timing my goals this year. Everything I've been aiming to work with has been fitting into the cursed theme, which is this year's Yamacon theme. Obviously, I'm going to Yamacon this year, so if anybody else is going, I'll see you at Yamacon. So March's theme for the No by 25 is Go a Little Wild. So how do I stay on the theme of cursed and also go outside of my comfort zone? I took a little while waffling back and forth about what to do. I kept running into the theme cursed more than going wild. Eventually, Mr. Fire Club suggested Disney princesses to be cute and adorable and wholesome, and I'm typically morbid, dark, and altogether grim. I started in on the Evil Queen and the Wicked Witch, and somehow slid sideways into mirrors and haunted mirrors. Many hours of talking excitedly to Mr. Fire Club later, I was explaining my future plans for our epic Halloween hallway prop. The Evil Queen's magic mirror that could play audio with a motion sensor, and the mirror was going to pop up and all this stuff, and he said, "How is this pretty?" Why mirrors? Aren't there more cursed items I could go with, you might ask? What happens when you break a mirror? 7 years of bad luck. How best to page Bloody Mary and Candyman? That's right, mirrors. Best way for ghosts to leave a message? Bathroom mirrors. But we're getting a little granular here. Prison for monstrously evil entities? Mirrors. Even if you take out the supernatural, the best means of self-loathing and narcissism? Mirrors. Other notable mirror mentions: How to Spot a Vampire, Mundane Portals to Evil Doppel Realms, Mirrors Trapping the Souls of the Recently Deceased, Mirrors Enthralling Their Viewers Until They Die, Dark Forces Using Mirrors to Spy on You, Dark Omens of Impending Death in Your Reflection, Bad Feng Shui. So I think I'm very on point to get back to the point. Let's make a doll mirror. But in line with the original concept of getting out of my comfort zone, let's make a normal, non-cursed, home decor style mirror. You should be able to make this with stuff you mostly have on hand already. Really, the only thing you might need to buy is linked in the description box below. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to shop on Amazon, I'm sure you can find it elsewhere. Yeah, I love specialized stuff. And to stay on my alternative point, I will also show you my failed curse version that could pass for a normal mirror depending on your execution and photography skills. Go get some of the doll packaging you have kept on hand because it has potential! Think about your frame and the size of your doll packaging. Is your mirror going to be a small hand mirror, a wall mirror, or a tall standing mirror? For the purposes of on-hand items, I went with Popsicle Sticks. For simplicity's sake, I'll make a box, but I had this original mirror in mind. But it's really not easy to bend popsicle sticks, so we're going with the box instead of a circle. Wah wah. Ugh. Get your glue of choice and start assembling your frame. I would suggest working a corner at a time and letting it dry before moving on. Trying to juggle all 4 corners at once is a nightmare, and we don't have that kind of cursed mirror. Also keep in mind how you plan to paint your mirror, because super glue does not take well when you want to stain the wood. Or maybe cut it, stain it, then glue it, unless you're going to paint, in which case that's irrelevant. Once your mirror frame is dry, paint it. Back to my previous comment of depending on what you're using. Now that you have your frame ready to go, place it carefully on your plastic packaging. I use an awl here, but you can use whatever you have on hand that will easily score the packaging without damaging your frame. Make sure you've made some good score marks, and then set your frame aside somewhere safe. Here's where the magic to make a functioning mini mirror happens. The mirror film is actually pretty neat stuff to make trick mirrors, but is also effective for regular mirrors. While I'm briefly going to cover how to use the film, please read your instructions as your product may vary from what I'm using. And if you got the full kit, like I did not, use the supplemental tools. Otherwise, keep the protective film on hand and use an empty gift card as a squeegee to get the air out. This part took a little practice to get right. Sticking down the film is easy, peeling it back up and readjusting with the film in the plastic card was the hard part. I may have also trapped some dust in one of my mirror attempts, so be careful about that too. The stuff is sticky and easy to damage, so try to keep all sharp objects that you are not needing for your project away from the film. Using those score marks you made as a guide, you'll want to cut smaller than your score marks. Not so small that you'll leave holes in your mirror and the frame, but not so big that your mirror is jutting outside of your frame. With all that stuck down, you will want to consider a white, black, or tinfoil background to make your mirror not see-through. It just doesn't look right otherwise. Plus, the additional layer is further stability for your mirror. I used cardstock and glued it down with some fast grab tacky glue. That should make the mirror just about ready to put into the frame. Again, using the fast grab tacky glue, I carefully put a weight on my frame and let it sit for a bit on the cut out mirror packaging. At this point, you should be done. But as always, I'm just a little bit extra. I screwed up a mirror fantastically. Being one to not waste as much as possible, my mirror sticker practice packaging to make another mirror, which was excessively over-engineered. I used my 3D printer to make a frame, I designed the mesh and everything, printed it out. Didn't make sure the sizing was correct, so I had printed a frame that was a little bit bigger than the practice pieces that I had cut. Again, I don't like wasting, so I figured I'd make it work. This is also being included to show you that you don't have to go super plain. Like my square mirror, you can go a little extravagant. The last few cautions I will give you, that you can listen to or ignore as you like. Remember, packaging can be sharp. Use caution if little kids are going to be playing with these items. Read all the warning labels on the glues and chemicals you intend to use. If you're using anything that gives off fumes, please work in a ventilated area. Use proper PPE. So let's see what I managed to put together in a both mundane and cursed but still pretty style of mirror. That being said, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I have more projects planned. What they are, I don't know, but I have themes planned for the entire year for the No Buy 25, as well as working with the theme of Curse the entire year for Yamacon. I will either see you at Yamacon later this year, or I'll see you when I finish another project.